In Plants vs. Zombies 2, there's overall a pretty good amount of premium plants, and today we're going to be looking at the top 5 worst and top 5 best premium plants in my opinion. And we'll only be counting premium plants that actually cost real money, as well I've already made a video about gem premium plants, so go watch that video after this one. And we'll just keep in mind, even if there's some really good premium plants, most of the time you probably won't want to buy them. As well, $5 is actually a lot of money just for a plant in a game when you could actually get some pretty good plants already that are free. As well, in Plants vs. Zombies, there's already tons of overpowered plants that you could get for free, so yeah, most of the time these plants really aren't worth getting. But yeah, with that out of the way, let's start off with the 5th worst premium plant being Electric Blueberry. Now, the Electric Blueberry is a plant that costs 150 sun and it shoots thunderclouds. And well, these thunderclouds spawn around every 12 seconds, and well, they just attack a random zombie on the map. And well, the zombie that this plant actually attacks is very luck based as well, but has a 55% chance to attack a regular zombie. And it has a 40% chance to target a special zombie, and it has a 5% chance to target a gargantuar. So yeah, overall, this is just really a luck based plant, and well, you have to actually get really lucky for it to attack the zombie that you actually want. And well, most of the time when you're using this plant, it won't actually attack the zombie that you want it to, and well, it actually can't really protect itself that well as well, but even if there's a zombie right in front of it, it probably won't attack it as well, but it'll probably attack a zombie on the other side of the map. And well, a lot of people overrate this plant because it can insta-kill a gargantuar, and well, even though that is one really good thing about it, the chance of that happening is overall really low. And well, in most situations when playing this game, you probably won't need to use this plant, so yeah, overall, that's why it's the 5th worst plant. And for the 5th best plant, we have the Imitator. Now, the Imitator is a plant that duplicates the plant that you last picked in your seed slot. And overall, this plant could be either really useful or really useless, mattering on how you use it. As well, if you use an Imitator to imitate a plant like a pea shooter, it won't really be that useful, but if you use a plant like Goldbloom to imitate, well, it'll overall be extremely overpowered. So yeah, the Imitator kind of matters on how you use it, but if you use it overall to its full potential, it'll be an overpowered plant. At the number 4 worst plant, we have the Witch Hazel. Now, the Witch Hazel costs 200 sun, and well, it could turn zombies into puff shrooms. And well, the zombie that the Witch Hazel chooses to turn into a puff shroom is once again kind of random, just like the Electric Blueberry with attacking zombies. As well, even if there's a zombie right in front of it, it could just target a completely different zombie on the opposite side of the lawn. And when the Witch Hazel is actually upgraded, it could actually churn plants into different mushrooms, being like a fume shroom. But in this video, we're just going to be basing off of how powerful it is at level 1. And one pretty bad thing about Witch Hazel is that it actually takes a good amount of time to recharge, so yeah, if you want to target a certain zombie, you'll have to actually wait for it to attack, and sometimes it won't even go for the right zombie. So yeah, if it's a really simple level that doesn't really have a lot of zombies, it could overall be a pretty good plant, but if there's a level with tons of zombies, which is the majority of Plants vs. Zombies 2, you probably won't be able to use it that well. But yeah, overall, Witch Hazel really isn't a bad plant, it's just that it could get outnumbered pretty easily by zombies. And the number 4 best spot, we have the Grape Shot. Now, the Grape Shot costs 150 sun and explodes when it's placed, and well, it kills basically every zombie in a 3x3 radius as well, but provides tons of damage there. And well, after it explodes, the grapes shoot all across the screen and basically hit every zombie on the lawn. And well, all this plant really does is just that it's overall a really overpowered version of the Cherry Bomb. And well, since it costs barely more sun than the Cherry Bomb, it's overall just a really overpowered plant. You know, the Grape Shot is overall a really good plant, especially if you're in a situation where there's tons of zombies and you don't really have a lot of plants on the board. You could actually just basically insta-kill all of them. You know, it takes 2 Grape Shots to kill a Gargantuar, so yeah, it's overall just a really powerful plant. For the number 3 spot for the worst plant, we have the Escape Root. Now, the Escape Root is a 50 sun cost plant that takes 10 seconds to turn into another explosive plant. You know, it could either turn into a Cherry Bomb, Potato Mine, Primal Potato Mine, or a Grape Shot. And well, if you tap the Escape Root and tap on another plant, it'll also just switch positions with the other plant. And well, this plant seems to be pretty good at first until you realize that it doesn't really transform into that many overpowered plants as well, but has a 50% chance of turning into a Potato Mine. You know, this plant also takes 20 seconds to recharge, which doesn't really help it that much as well, but it even makes it worse. As well, maybe if it recharged a little faster, it could be a little better, but yeah, overall, there's not many situations where you would actually need to use this plant. But honestly, it would make a lot more sense just to place a plant that you actually want to use, like a cherry bomb, instead of actually just hoping that it'll spawn a cherry bomb, as well, the chances of that happening are overall pretty low. And the probabilities for actually spawning certain plants is 50% for a potato mine, 25% for a primal potato mine, 15% for a cherry bomb, and a 10% chance for a grape shot. So yeah, the majority of the time you probably won't get a plant that you actually want, and it would probably just be more useful and time saving to just spawn a grape shot. As literally 9 times out of 10 you won't be able to get a grape shot, and half the time you'll just get a potato mine, which just kind of is a waste of sun. So yeah, overall, there's really no situations where the escape route would actually need to be used. And number 3 for the best premium plants, we have the cauliflower. Now all this plant really does is that it's a long range hypno shroom. As well, it shoots at a random zombie throughout the map and turns it into a hypnotized zombie. Another really good thing about this plant is that I could actually hypnotize gargantuars without using plant food like the original Hypno Shroom. Unlike the original Hypno Shroom, what makes this plant just a lot better is that you don't actually have to use it only once. As well, the Hypno Shroom was a one-time use plant, but this plant could hypnotize as many zombies as it can until it gets eaten. So yeah, overall, this is just a really good plant, as well, we could basically hypnotize every zombie throughout the map. The only really downside to it is that it can't really protect itself. As well, just like other plants that we looked at earlier, even if there's a zombie right in front of it, it might attack a zombie halfway across the lawn. So yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense in that way, but yeah, overall, it's still just a really good plant. For our number 2 worst plant, we have the Chomper. Now, the Chomper is a 150 sun cost plant. Well, it eats a zombie and instantly kills it. It could basically kill every single zombie in the game besides like a Gargantuar. The only thing that really makes this plant really bad is that it takes forever to chew a zombie. It could eat 2 zombies until having to recharge. The Chomper is actually slightly better than it used to be, as well. In an update, it actually got updated to be able to eat 2 to 4 zombies instead of originally only being able to eat 1 zombie before having to swallow it. So yeah, even though this plant was buffed to be able to eat 2 to 4 zombies without having to actually chew them, it's still overall a pretty bad plant, as well as eating a zombie, it takes forever to swallow it sometimes, and overall, usually the Chomper just gets attacked and isn't able to protect itself. The only real way to make the Chomper work is if you put a walnut in front of it and just wait for the zombies to eat the walnut while you're waiting for the Chomper to swallow the zombies. But yeah, so even though that this Chomper was buffed, it's still overall really not that good of a plant at all. For the second best plant, we have the Cold Snapdragon. Now, this Cold Snapdragon costs 150 sun, and it could freeze zombies in a 2x3 radius. This is basically just a very overpowered version of the Snapdragon, as well. Not only does it deal a ton of damage, it also freezes the zombies. Honestly, this plant makes it kind of useless using this normal Snapdragon, as well, but it literally costs the same amount of sun, so yeah, there's really no reason why you would actually need to use the Snapdragon with this plant in the game. As well, but just deals an extremely good amount of damage and also freezes zombies, so you could even deal even more damage. This plant works really well if you place something like a walnut in front of them, as well, but basically kills all the zombies instantly. As well, but takes them double the time to eat the walnut, so yeah, it's basically just a very overpowered strategy to use. So yeah, overall, the Cold Snapdragon is just a really good plant. For the number 1 worst plant, we have the Toadstool. Now, the Toadstool costs 200 sun and eats zombies that are at least 2.5 spaces away from it. Very similarly to the Chomper, it takes forever to the zombie to actually regenerate and be able to be used again, as well, but it takes forever to swallow the zombie. The Toadstool actually takes 30 seconds to swallow a whole zombie when it only takes the Chomper 19 seconds, so yeah, this plant takes forever to actually be able to be useful again. As well, in Plants vs. Zombies 2 in 30 seconds, so many things could happen in this game, so yeah, it's basically overall a very useless plant. As well, but basically becomes extremely vulnerable for 30 seconds, so yeah, basically once this plant is used once, it basically could get a guarantee of getting eaten if it has nothing protecting it. The only really somewhat good thing about this plant is that after it eats a zombie, it gives you 50 sun. This is barely even a benefit at all as well, but it doesn't really have that much of a use, as 50 sun is barely anything. This plant is especially just even more useless now, especially since Chomper got buffed. This is basically just an extremely more worse version of the Chomper. As well, it does everything the Chomper does except just a lot slower. So yeah, honestly, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to even have this plant in the game at all, as well the Chomper is just a better variant of it. So yeah, I would personally never want to buy this plant, especially because it costs $4.99. So yeah, overall, I just wouldn't really want to buy this plant at all. And well, for the number one best plant, we have the Goldbloom. Now, Goldbloom is by far the best premium plant in this game, as well, it costs literally 0 sun and instantly gives you 375 sun. And well, even though this plant takes forever to recharge, it is already instantly charged at the beginning of a level, so yeah, you basically instantly at the beginning of a level already have 375 sun. And one thing that's actually pretty interesting about this plant is that you actually used to be able to unlock it for free. As well, there used to be an epic quest to and be able to unlock this plant. Well, this is actually how the majority of people got this plant. And well, this is also how I unlocked the plant back when the epic quest was still a thing, but yeah, now you actually have to buy the plant. And what makes this plant even better is the imitator as well. As I mentioned earlier, using this with the Goldbloom is extremely overpowered as well, but makes so you get 750 stun at the beginning of the level. So yeah, using the imitator with the Goldbloom is basically the perfect strategy as well. We could get so many plants at the beginning of the level instantly. So yeah, for that reason, the Goldbloom by far has to be the best premium plant in this whole game, and it's by far the one that if you want to buy a premium plant for $4.99, you should definitely buy this one. And well, this plant works in basically every single level of the game, so yeah, there's basically no reason not to use it in basically every single level that you go into. So yeah, for all those reasons, the Goldbloom is obviously the number one best premium plant and honestly one of the best plants in the entire game. So yeah, comment down below in your opinion which is the best and which is the worst premium plant in the game and see if you agree with my opinions. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please like and subscribe and yeah, have a great day.